And welcome to Jeff's Trips. Today is Saturday, September the 20th, 2025. Saturday, September the 20th, 2025, early, about a little bit after 7:20 a.m. on Saturday here. We got a little treat this morning. We're going to head down to Stanford, Kentucky. We're going to learn about a train wreck down there. My Uncle John's going to be there. I think he's presenting, but he's going to be part of it for sure. Maybe he's dressed up in his conductor outfit. But it has to do with the train wreck and a local folklore guy. We'll learn all about him when we get down there. We're going to pick my sister up, Jennifer, in Newport, Kentucky on the way. We got Brady here. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. Long day, but a good day. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Welcome to Jeff's Trips, everybody. I'm glad you're along. Hold on. All right.
Hey, good morning. I just got out of bed, so I'm a little messed up, but I am so excited to see Mr. Train Conductor do his thing today.
All right, train conductor.
Lincoln County.
We made Jennifer get up this morning. And if I didn't say this a little bit ago, apparently the memory card I got from my main camera I use was the wrong style or something, and it wouldn't work. So I'm gonna have to film on my phone all day.
Oh no. That's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gives us some perspective.
The band's all here.
Yay.
All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
Next stop,
My phone.
McDonald's for a sausage McMuffin.
And sweet tea. I don't know if you ever looked at it. Hey, good morning.
We're down here at the Marathon station where we always stop. There's the ice guy. We've been down here with my grandpa before, Johnny, Uncle John, who we're going to see here in a little bit. Beautiful day right now, 70 degrees, sunny. Just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We're on our way to Stanford Ky. Oh, we got a couple of Velveeta's here. Me and Brady. Little snack time for the final trek. So we just got down here, Stanford. We're at the old depot.
All aboard, all aboard.
Brady and Jennifer here. There's the old caboose.
It sounds like it might be more like a team.
And a little work truck deal. John will tell us about that.
Some repeated things in that section.
And this was the old track coming down through there, you know it. This is the old track bed here. Jennifer.
Sorry, I was responding to Emily. What? This is track?
I said, yeah, because there was a there used to be we'll see some pictures. There used to be a platform out here.
Yes.
And then it was under roof.
Uh-huh.
And the old platform, you could stand under the platform or whatever, and then the tracks were right here. The train would come down through there.
All aboard, all aboard.
When you look at the pictures of the platform roof was taller than the depot roof, and it kind of overhung the depot roof a little bit. You know, I guess in the rain it would block, most of the rain or whatever. So you could stand out, wait for the train in no rain. Or not being in the rain.
Right.
Or rained on.
I forgot to put sunscreen on my shoulders.
Yeah, I know.
Pam probably will have some. She's got everything in her purse.
For sure. Here's a little plaque talking about some stuff. So this depot was built in 1911. 1912, Teddy Roosevelt was here. He was the president at the time. He passed through on the L&N in 1912, but the most famous visitors to Stanford's depot was then Governor FDR on October 22, 1932, during his presidential campaign. Passenger service was declining in the mid-20th century. The last passenger train stopped at Stanford on July 31st, 1958. And the last freight train passed through here on July 8th, 1987. It was originally built for 12 grand. Pretty interesting. Right here is where we're at. You are here.
Here's FDR here. Mayor around here.
I am.
Aren't you supposed to be like wearing a pinstripe jacket with a nice hat?
No, I've got enough stuff going on today. We've got it's our 250th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
And we've got a music fest going on down here behind the courthouse. Starts at 1 o'clock. And
Okay.
it goes till 10 o'clock tonight.
That's what John was telling me about.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
We got the food trucks. We've got highway natives out of
So
Nashville.
they're still setting up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be going all day.
Yeah, that's fun.
So you're the mayor, huh?
I'm the mayor.
Mr. Mayor.
Tell us a little rendition, 30-second rendition on Stanford.
The most amazing thing about Stanford, we are
What is your name first?
Dalton Miller.
Dalton Miller, okay.
We are the only city in the state of Kentucky that Main Street is the Wilderness Road. Daniel Boone and the Woodsman cut the path for our Main Street.
That's awesome.
We are also home to the first governor of Kentucky and third, Isaac Shelby. We are home to the William Whitley House, the true Indian fighter. So Stanford, just an amazing town. We're the second oldest city in the state of Kentucky. We were founded in 1775.
That was an awesome 30-second. You had that baby.
No,
You had that baby
Not
lined
that
up.
I've ever said that before.
Yeah, no, you never said that before. Yeah, you had that baby lined up.
What
That's
was the
awesome.
population here back in 1775?
1775 at the Ford, what do we have, about 45? 35, 45 people?
At the fort.
Yeah, the fort located about a mile west of here.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow these tracks. Well,
Me and Brady have been there multiple times. I don't know if Jennifer's
I
ever
can't
been.
remember if I've
So
ever seen it.
I'm John Hunter, niece and nephew,
okay.
great
sorry.
nephew there.
You should be.
I'm sorry, I feel sorry. But no, about a mile and a quarter west of here is where the original fort was at.
Okay.
And we know that because in 1997 they did an exploratory dig and they actually found,
Artifacts and things.
oh, we found one of the gentlemen that was killed during the attack
Oh, wow.
that was buried there.
Oh. What'd you do with his bones?
He is at UK. They're doing studies and all
Oh,
that.
wow.
My goal is to bring him back and give him a proper military burial
Yeah.
back out here where the fort was at,
Okay.
because that's where he needs to be.
Sure.
That's what he died for. That's where he
Yeah.
needs to be buried at.
Yeah. And
Are named after different people from that time frame.
very cool.
So John Fox Dutterer, give me a little brief rundown on his.
Can't. I was too ignorant to listen to my neighbor when she was talking to me. I can't. I don't know enough about
So
it.
he said his old neighbor back in the 90s. This train wreck happened 100 years ago, right? 1925. And my Uncle John said it was the train that people wanted to rob it or something, right? Is that right? And they
I don't
messed
know.
with the
I just
track.
know he's the hero of the rail. That's
He's
all
a
I know.
hero of the rail, yeah.
He saved a lot of people's lives that day.
So we'll find out that at 1 o'clock.
And there's
more.
a great display in there about him.
Okay. But that's why we're here at the depot anyway. Because it was 100 years ago that it happened.
She got on the rail and rode to California. Jackie said she used to get a spanking because she lived right down here on Maxwell for jumping on the train and riding to the other end of town.
She should have, because that would be very dangerous.
No, it was very slow. It was a very slow train when we got to town.
Yeah, just walking through town.
Yeah.
There
It's all
was
gone.
a walnut factory on this side behind the mill
Wow.
over there. Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it was Barnum and Bailey when they did the little circus way back when I was in school.
Uh-huh.
2 little animals that they would bring, and they would put them on the switch track down there, you know, and cover them with canvas so we could shoot before we went to school, you know. But yeah, I've been here all my life pretty much.
Did you guys sneak and look at the animals?
Yes, that's what we told them what they were.
Hey, Jackie, I got to tell you, Miss Laura May. You know Miss
Yeah,
Laura May.
yeah.
That was my neighbor.
She lived up on the hill up there.
You know what I realized today?
Well,
This is what she was telling me about when she was a kid.
the train wreck.
Yes, we was out there picking water. Jackie's great grandfather worked for the L&N Railroad,
Oh, wow.
and he was a black Indian.
Oh.
I didn't. Till Jackie showed me, I didn't know there were black Indians, but yeah, he was a black Indian. Okay, it was cool.
Beautiful day today. Good day for a history lesson. That's a 104-mile marker. So it's 100
shame that the,
104 miles to the Louisville station, you said.
Yes.
Louisville KY. So Louisville's that way.
Yes.
It'd be great if we still had an active working. Look at you, Mr. Conductor.
Uh-huh.
He didn't dye his beard, his conductor beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering if you were gonna have your conductor black beard or not.
No, I didn't. Not today.
What's happening?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Glad you came. Glad you came. Yeah, these are my nephew and they told you niece and great nephew. Yeah. And this is the mayor. I'm sure you told him.
I said, give me a 30-second rendition on Stanford, man. He had it right there.
On tape. I mean,
Yeah.
So you're like the literal man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have to give the permit for the train horn?
I had to give the permission.
The permission?
yeah, he's gonna
How'd your
fire it up.
first round go?
First round, we had to take a break because we run over.
Over in Louisville, South Louisville shops. They did have engine house there. This is, today, you can still get this view from the road crossing. This cooling tower remains, it's cut off. Everything from Europe is gone. Cooling tower's still here. This is the main line south of Nashville. This is the Lebanon branch. Going off.
We got a commercial right now.
This was one of the tracker agents at the time showing siding, you know, obviously not super long, so this would have not been a great place to be a big freight train, so that's why they moved it out of town. You don't block crossings there, so operationally it made more sense to do that kind of thing. They want something in the area, but don't do it here in town. So, faster train or faster freight train. And there's the track layout. You can see they've got sidings on both sides. A little stub-ended one going into the depot. Nice passing siding, and then another little stub-ended one, probably to service a business. Mount Vernon.
Yeah, this is a little work deal they got set up. I filmed this before, but it's called a Velocipedes 3-wheel track car. For track inspectors would ride on that. That brass fan's cool.
Yeah.
Electric fan.
Would that be in that area? Because they were hot as hell.
very, I think it looks small, set on that top of that huge steam engine. It looks,
Yeah.
makes it look so small.
Yeah.
But actually, I mean, it's not small.
True. Brass railroad bell. Bet that brass got cold in the wintertime.
How's it going?
What's happening? How you doing,
I'm
Christian?
doing good.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You hear that horn that was playing earlier?
Yeah, we came out to hear it in person.
Well, that horn that was just on it was my horn.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was my L&N RS5T.
Awesome. This is my sister Jennifer.
Oh, hello.
This is Christian.
Pleasure to meet you.
Meet you.
Yeah, I'm the crazy guy obsessed with trains you probably heard about.
Are we gonna know when he's gonna blow it off? Is yours the next one?
No. Mine was just taken off. I don't have a horn. This one is one of the other guys here. So this is the guy in the blue shirt there. That's my friend Brandon.
Okay.
He has a custom horn setup that he brings to that he has, and it allows him to blow horns. It's neat.
Cool. Johnny said you can't set it off after 12:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Would you have like a permit like 11 to 12:30 or something?
Pretty
like?
much.
That's because of the music festival, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
They
Yeah, I thought as long as it wasn't quiet hours, you could make as much noise as you wanted.
Yeah.
If it's between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m.
The mayor probably said.
Yeah. How's the channel going?
Well, right now I'm up to like 650 something subscribers.
That's
and
awesome.
My latest video has like over 11K views.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, things are going great.
That's good. Cincinnati Southern now it's called?
Yes.
Is that thing gas powered?
Well, yeah, it runs off, the actual horn is air pressure.
Yeah, it's air pressure. That's
So-
just to help build up air pressure. is what
So
that is.
that generator or whatever he's got on there, that's a
Yeah, that's
air compressor with an engine on it, basically.
Yeah.
Now you can see that. I'm gonna have to go get something to eat here. Now we're gonna see what this train horn sounds like here. That they've got on this back of this truck, as we can see. That'd be cool to drive that thing down the street.
Oh, they have.
When somebody pull you over or get in front of you, blow your horn at them. All right, let's see what they do. How long is it after he starts the generator?
It's gonna take us a minute. Yeah. 30 gallons of air in each tank.
How can you have a gallon of air?
Yeah, how's that even?
I don't know.
Hose blew off.
No, that's the,
Pop off valve, overpressure.
yeah, that's the.
I'm either going to be very overwhelmed or underwhelmed.
I gotta
All
hit.
right, here we go.
I gotta hit the button right when he's standing there and blow his eardrum out of his head.
That's it.
Is that the warning beep? Watch out, lady. Watch out. Watch out,
I don't
lady.
think she realizes how loud it is.
All right. There you go. That's funny.
Well, several men were suspected of being involved in the wreck. They were called in and questioned. 12 were arrested. 4 were actually charged, but only Herbert Hale and Sam Atkins were sentenced to prison time. Herbert Hale confessed to the crime, and Sam Atkins went to trial and was convicted. Mrs. Deverer and their 2 daughters attended the trial. Hale and Atkins had plotted together and made plans to wreck a train. They removed spikes from the tracks and caused the switch to divert the train from the main track onto a siding where 3 gondola cars were staged. The light illuminating the switch was relocated to indicate that the switch was not active. They knew that the train more than likely would be transporting relative gas when word of this diabolical feat came out. There were huge headlines, many articles, and even editorials demanding the death penalty for the perpetrators. There are many heroes in the railroad profession, but John Fox Federer is ours. He is buried alongside his wife and other family members just a mile or so from here in Buffalo Springs Cemetery. There are numerous news articles about Fox and the wreck that can be found on the internet. My friends and I have done considerable research on Fox and have found him and his life to be fascinating.
He was quite the hero, that's for sure. So this is going to conclude our first session of the day. And at 1 o'clock, for all you, I'm sure you're going to be here, we're going to repeat the same performance at 1 o'clock. But there's 3 things that are most important about, I hope you remember this, about all these presentations. Donations, gift shop, and the raffle. Those are the 3 main things. The other things are, we do have the caboose open for, there's someone over there to get guided towards the caboose. We have the model railroad back here. I hope you check it out, Kings Mountain Railroad. At number 265, locomotives back here. They can tell you some more interesting stuff about that. Don't forget to take a good close look at these pictures of the wreck, which are fantastic. The middle, the Dutterer family, the section crew, and that list of names here from all the locations where people were injured on the train, 31 people. I think that wraps everything up. We have the horns out here. Hopefully you can go outside and hear those. I know you couldn't hear them very well inside.
Can I say one thing about the things? We got a lot going on downtown today. The music starts at 1 and it goes till 9 o'clock tonight. There's some vendors, and we have a very special pictorial postcard that we have obtained for the 250th anniversary. And the Historical Society booth down there is selling postcards for $1, and you can just
Here's the pictures of the wreck from September 5th, 2025, 100 years ago. John Fox Dutterer, hero on the rails. He was able to slow the train down enough to save everybody, but he got killed. The engine crashed into 3 steel gondola cars like that one, which was parked on the siding that they diverted the train to try to rob it.
Who gets locked in the restaurant.
Are you going to reenact the wreck?
We gotta work on the definition just a little bit more. I had to apply bull stop. Go ahead and work it too.
When I was working down in Knoxville,
Go ahead.
I didn't do this. I was actually doing big trains.
You guys gonna reenact the wreck? This right here.
Pull it off on a siding and wreck it into something?
We can be
In elementary school.
I'm beginning to wonder if I accidentally put it on the main drive.
Well, it doesn't want to, I want to.
So like, they finally get the first switch recovery. Down by the river.
Do you have a Stanford replica depot?
Not yet. See, this is our current setup, but we are working currently on a modular setup that is going to be a lot bigger than this. Like this setup will be able to fit inside just the operating pit of the new layout. It's going to be 12 by 24 feet long. It's going to feature several different locations here in Kentucky, and it's going to be really neat. And we're eventually going to have replica depots for each town that we go to, like Berea, Stanford,
That's neat, yeah.
and a bunch of different other places.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's going to be really neat.
All right, we walked right down here to the Bluebird. They've redone most of this downtown Stanford area. This is Main and Depot Street because we were at the depot. Specials.
From 1927 to 59, this place was a Kroger.
Really? Where's it say that at? Oh shoot. Memories on me. That's neat. Oh, that's what they were saying they put on everything. Mattress Galore, Leprechaun Game Room, the Blue Board, 2012. This is cool. Where's Buzz? Oh, did he wave to you?
I don't think Buzz remembers.
Bluebird's awesome. This was a Kroger for like 20 years, Brady said. Tell me about your taco stand.
Well, to be honest with you, we got a little of everything. We're carrying some steak, chicken, al pastor, and
We're down here in Stanford, Kentucky. Are you all over Kentucky or where are you at?
well, to be honest with you, we stay in Kentucky for right now. We not really been a long time open. We only got like 7 months.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest with you, I would love to invest in a bigger truck so I can start going far away. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're from Cincinnati, so
okay.
We'll look to see it from up there.
Yes, sir. To be honest with you, last time we went to Cincinnati, we went and tried some of the food truck. I said, man, I need to come over here. Can I just let it try my food? See what you guys think.
Yeah. I'll take the 2 of these chickens.
Yes, sir.
And a Coke. Mexican Coke.
You got it, my friend. Couple minutes.
Over there. Yeah, this is pretty good. His name was Julio, wasn't it?
Food truck.
Julio Food Truck. Stanford, Kentucky. Pretty good. Real good. Mexican Coke.
Here at Stanford, we talked a little bit in the lesson about what was here. Pasture Depot, one existing on the branch. You get the bomb roller mill right next door, coal and feed. Had a Standard Oil Company here, sawmills, tobacco warehouse here, livestock, poultry, stock brands. So this is the Stanford layout. One of the early ones, this was the siding, so you could, do a little passenger. There wasn't much room in Stanford.
I don't want anybody falling asleep in this next presentation.
Now I notice your pocket watch chain. Now, do you have a good ball watch at the end of it?
I got an excellent watch, given to me by a friend. He's got a locomotive on the front.
Cool. Too cool.
And it's, well, it's probably about 12 noon right now, right? Am I correct?
I don't think so. But it'll be correct 2 times a day.
I'm around 2:10, something like that, right?
I've got 2:20.
Okay, I got a little left. That's good. That's good enough for a train.
There you go.
Unless you're doing this. All right, everybody sit down, please. All right. Station agent, station master, that's the guy who's running this whole show here. He ran the station, freight yards, stock yards, and everything else. But it has on here, he was playing a key role in the community. Why? Because this was a main hub for transportation. The roads were terrible. The you're either horse and buggy getting here, you're either driving an old car here on roads that were crummy. As far as communication, like I mentioned, no telephone, no internet, it was telegraph. And it was people coming and going, talking, telling people the latest and greatest and what's happening. And some people like to expound on stories and add a little embellishment to them to make it sound better, so that was probably going on. So some of his duties, besides selling tickets, and they just wouldn't sell a ticket to go from here to Louisville, that may be going on to Chicago or some other place. So quite a big deal to sell the tickets, the freight operation, a depot this size and an operation this size. This station agent wasn't running the whole show. He had assistants to handle this. Someone else would be over on the freight depot taking care of all that, because that was a major job in itself. The maintaining the depot, you had to maintain all this structure. It was about timetables, because like we were saying, you got a train coming from the east, train coming from the west on the same track. So everybody had to be on time, so one of the trains would go into the siding and let the other train pass. So everything was about this. Along came telegraphs, and they would send messages to the depot, to the station agent. So here he is, and he would stand up here, and this train might be going 15 miles an hour, 3 count, or it would stop. So they had this method right here. Well, how about you? If you stand up, imitate a train coming, here's the engineer. He came up, took the message, and took the message off of it, and then read the message. He would throw this down. He would throw this back on the ground. I would have a longer handle myself, something like 10 feet. And the engineer had to read the message.
He would read the message and it'd say, "Bring home 1 gallon of milk."
Wait a minute. Wrong message. Let's try that one more time. We can do that. So here comes the engineer, comes along, takes the message, or the conductor takes the message. It could be out the window, and here we go.
Order hold department 345.
Yeah. So there was, there was a holdup. Something changed along the line. Whatever the problem was, they had to get information to this guy to tell him what to do. But the conductor remembers riding in the back of the train on a passenger train, and he had things too. This guy might say this message might be everything's great. Might go back to the conductor to say, you need to drop off these 5 cars in Crab Orchard and pick up this car in Crab Orchard. And so he had to be in information too. He had to be in the loop. All right.
Is that why they got the word in the loop? Because that's a loop?
This,
In the loop.
this is looping up. This is called looping up.
Yeah, so you kept
So,
them in the loop.
so you got kept in the loop. Yeah, exactly. Right. Very good. Must be a railroad person or something. All right, controllers. Don't feel bad about not getting it. The people in the first group didn't laugh, didn't say, "Oh, that's cool," or anything. I thought this was fantastic. I thought when I thought of this, I went, "Oh man, this is good."
You know, in Canada, that's actually what they call their dispatchers. You don't call the dispatcher, you call the RTC.
RTC. All right. Railroad Express. Railroad Express was operated on the trains on the railroad system, but it wasn't run by the train, the owners themselves. This was like a contractor that operated along with the trains. And so they were shipping, Railroad Express would ship smaller items, not like a half car of lumber or full car of lumber. And they would send it on passenger trains because that's what the mail cars went on, because they were faster. They had the right of way. It's kind of like FedEx and UPS. So we have Amazon nowadays. Back then, people had Sears and Roebuck catalog, Montgomery Ward catalog. So they would order things from those two magazines, those two catalogs, and put it on the Railroad Express. You'd come here to pick it up. And in larger towns, they had delivery systems where they could take it right to your house. So it was like Amazon back in the day. Railroad Express kind of went out of sorts because of airplanes, better roads, better highways, and so forth. And so their businesses, then Amazon, and it just faded away. In the 70s, the company I worked for, early 70s, we were going to build this restaurant. And we went to the REA building, the Railroad Express building, right next door to Union Terminal. This was a big concrete warehouse where the Railroad Express shipped packages into that and then distributed them out of that warehouse. We crawled around in there and got all kinds of light fixtures. They were so dirty, we soaked them in kerosene to clean them. Why someone picked kerosene, I don't know. But we did, and they were in Dockside 6 restaurant. This is a 1869 map, 1886 map. It's a sandboard map. This is insurance companies came around and drew these maps. And what they were doing was they were checking what kind of heat you had. Was it an open flame heat in your building? Did you have electricity-sized water hydrants you had in your building? That kind of information for insurance purposes. But what it does for us is it's the history of documents of, the history at that time and space for a certain area. So in 1886, you can see we still have the freight depot here, and it's the smaller depot with the smaller platform here. And this building was not here. It was the older depot, the smaller depot. The mill here, you can see the size of it. No siding track for the mill. So the mill, when trains came in, they had to go up here to get their product, if it came on a freight train, off of this siding up here. Stockyards, cold storage facilities. So we see what's happening there. Here we have the Carpenter Hotel, which is directly across the street where the caboose is now. Why in the world you put a hotel right next to where steam engines are running constantly? And this mill is run by a steam engine too. So smoke's pouring up out of here. The hotels were close to the depot because of transportation. You wanted to be right there. So then we go to 1909. We still got the freight over here. It's enlarged now. You got the still small depot. But you see the mill has grown. The mill's got a lot more going on here. Now it has its own siding coming down, actually called a spur, where it could park its cars. They could unload coal, because this place was selling coal also. They were using coal to burn for their steam engine, but they sold corn. They did sell corn, but they sold coal, and it's in their advertisement. I think this says hemp warehouses back here.
John,
Yes.
where's Lancaster Street?
Lancaster Street, this is, right here is Depot Street,
Okay, that's deep.
right here. This is Mill.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't notice, they don't cross the tracks. Either one of
So
them.
Lancaster Street would be the far
Yeah,
right.
Not on there.
Yeah.
right,
Uh-huh.
right here,
Uh-huh.
and, maybe here. Oh, Lancaster's over here?
Yeah, Lancaster.
Yeah, here we go.
So that's the house that just got redone by Wilderness Hospitality.
This one right here,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. And one of the Dutters, maybe,
Uh-huh.
I think,
I think that
we are like 103.75, this depot. But on our maps that show, the floor plan of the building, they call it the 104. And like Rob says, we're 104 miles from the Union Terminal in Louisville. This is now some type of, it's still open, the first floor is like a museum. It's open during the week.
It's next to the L&M General Office building, but the building beside it was the L&M building. You can't, it's not in that picture, but there's two.
Logs in the, probably in the lower level here, or structure of it, that came from a mill that was built in 1848, which I think was a steam mill also. It's called Buffalo Mill, probably over near the cemetery. But this operated until 1969. It has been kind of reworked to weatherize it, to keep it from deteriorating any further. Waiting for somebody to come along with $300 or $400 to fix it up and renovate it into something useful. But the mill, it had its own sign on as the business picked up and moved along. And right here, you see that? They got like an old sign or part of a feed bag or something blocking the window here.
All the galvanized stuff's gone now, right?
Yeah, there's,
Just the main.
right,
stone
yeah.
buildings left.
And, yeah, that's good, now you're good. So the depot is the hub of the town. And why we say the hub of the town, a lot of depots aren't located right. Newspaper reporters, the reason we have newspaper reporters on there is they would come to town. We had 4 trains come through, 4 passenger trains come through. The 21 and 23 were heading east, the 22 and 24 were heading west. And they're on a time schedule. The newspaper reporters here would come to find out who was coming, who was going, where you're going. You're going to town to see, you're going to Louisville to shop for 3 days. Jennifer Linsky and her 2 daughters are going to on a short vacation. So-and-so is sick and so-and-so is getting better, just like it is today if you go on Facebook. So the Telegraph, it was burning up the wires with railroad information, the latest public news. Who knew what location of Eastern Kentucky depended on what passed in front of this depot? Went right through here. Not just the coal coming out, it was the products going in to serve those people.
And I can say one thing, you mentioned 4 passenger trains, there were usually 8 to 10 scheduled freight trains. They did not, coal trains did not have schedules. So they would always run as extras, so they were just trains you had to deal with, they weren't on the timetable. So
We have a L&M retired employee here sitting next to you who worked over in Eastern Kentucky. So.
Should have a phone booth. For the younger folks, that goes back to Superman.
Yeah. So, maintenance of way, MOW. Is railroad always shortens everything and has these abbreviations they use. Jackie, who's normally gives this presentation, she had to leave. Jackie is, she works here at the depot and part of the tour guide system here. Maintenance of the right, they had to maintain, the maintenance of way is maintaining the right of way. So they shorten everything. And their main purpose was to make the railroad safe. Jackie started working here, looking around, looks at the pictures, finds this picture hanging in the middle room. This is her great-grandfather, right here. Yeah. And back here, one of the other pictures we've had enlarged. It's the picture of this, but it has every man's name on it listed on here, so you can look back there for any family names. These guys worked hard.
And that was a terrible picture. We had it was come out here like.
In the section workers were called section hands, and then the crew was called a section gang. They lined the tracks, there was loose spikes, they drove those spikes in, they fixed broken rails, rotten ties, helped keep the drainage working properly, and ballast and ties, the ballast they took care of, vegetation, keeping broken limbs down off the tracks, basically, and the signs, basically used, there's a spike ball back there to drive the spikes, lining bar we did not have. It was very similar to this right here. You're going to see a little demonstration. The lining is another railroad thing. This is a lining bar, but they call it lining bar. And they use this to straighten out because the tracks, because of the weight of the train, the force of the train, it would move the tracks. It moved the track, and the tracks were tied to the ties. The whole thing had to be shifted, and that's where the section crews came in. They had to work together. Crowbar for removing spikes. I mean, look at this bad boy. I would last about, if I lasted an hour, they had big wrenches. I mean, look at the size of the wrench. This isn't working on the locomotives. This is to work on the nuts on the track. Rail tongs for carrying track. Two people handle one piece of equipment. And so you look at the shape of a rail, the line and the base on it. This would touch on, and then they'd walk along like this. Not just one guy. We'll show you here in a second what that looked like. And then they had a tool for carrying the ties. So the track back then was about 30 feet long, weighed about 1,000 pounds. And the ties weigh around 200 pounds. It all depends, in that ballpark. But here we go. They're carrying one piece of track.
So that's 1,000 pounds.
That's about 1,000 pounds. And you go, you need that many guys to carry?
20 guys, 100 pounds apiece.
Yeah, well, okay, so 100 pounds apiece. Yeah, but it's all day long.
Yeah.
And walking on gravel,
Good Kurt, how many fat men were involved?
Exactly. So here they are. This would be like me. Here they are dragging a tie.
Yeah. Well, that looks like a piece of wood.
Yeah, well, that's what a tie is. They did have concrete ties. Okay. Here they are driving spikes. Now, if you look at a spike, number one, it's square. So it's got a little rectangle shape, so it won't twist. But it's also got a bevel under the hood, under the head. So they got to drive this spike straight down, not hitting the top rail, and you have to drive it all down so it will seat. Because the track's like this, and this has to meet. If you look at it, you can see it has to seat. So they're just not banging nails. It's a skill. So how many spikes are in 1 mile of track? It's 2 rails going down. How many spikes would it take in a mile?
Oh, 10,000?
10,000?
Well, there's, what,
5,500
feet. I don't know if there's one every foot or at one every 6 inches.
5,280,
yeah.
on both
At least
sides.
5,280.
And it's 2 spikes per, and it's about 2 feet apart. I'm gonna say they're 10 to 12,000.
That.
All right.
It's wrong. It's wrong, but it's a good guess.
Exactly.
It's pretty dang on close. That's really good. And that's on a straight track. You get into curves. What it took was 2. It took 4 spikes on each plate, and then 2 spikes per track.
This is a song never hear again the song of the Gandy
Charles
Dancer.
Correll.
Lining railroad track was always hard, hot work, but it was easier if all the lining bars pulled together. So the track caller was an essential man once upon a time. Machines do all the track lining now, but 15 years ago on the 42-mile Mississippi Export Railroad, one band of Gandy dancers still survived. And in the calling of Dan McCollum, we heard echoes of the American past, of being black, of work, of love, and of railroading. Way down yonder in the corner of the branch, the jaybird whistles and the buzzards dance.
Like the supervisor would use this, go down and do the inspections and so forth, and the vehicle was light enough that one man could take it off the track. You'd pull a pin out of here, I forget if it's here or down here, and then this wheel would swing around. He could remove it off that track by himself really fast if he heard a train coming. The ones that moved it all slow, they weren't on the job that long.
The guy reminded me of the guy on the movie Jaws, the old shark hunter.
I don't remember. Okay, the motor car, which we have, this is our motor car right across the street by the booth over there. We just had a new paint job put on it and some plywood sides that were just being ripped up, and they weren't original anyhow. The way you see this car is the way it was made, and the gasoline powered. The first one was manpower. This is gasoline power, and it would carry the worker, the crew out to work on the track somewhere down the line, and you could hook it up to a cart like we have over here across the street and tow your tools. More modern now, you get the high rail here with the hydraulics, so you can drive the vehicles on the road or off the road. Makes life a whole lot easier. But women were also section hands. Like, so during the war, we're short, manpower was short, women filled in to become section hands to do the same job the men were doing. Just like Rosie the Riveter in factories. And Rosie the Riveter, we have one from Kentucky named Rose Moore, who was from Science Hill. And she was up at the Michigan making B-54 bombers. And then she also went on after the war to do other things. I think her husband died or something, and she had children, so she had to move somewhere to make some money. She went to Michigan and worked in the factory. I would assume she's passed by now, but I don't know. And modern equipment's passed up, plays a critical role now in all these jobs. You know, manpower does a lot of it, but the guys still doing this work, it is hard work what they do. And
listen, Libby, if you're going to film this, you got to do it the other way. You can't do it like that.
It's kind of historical, it's kind of not. But of course, the L&N, as they say, doesn't stop here anymore. But Norfolk Southern operates the Cincinnati, New Orleans, Texas Pacific line out of Cincinnati. And we're going to show you a few good spots to go watch trains there if you want to. Kind of lucky for this area. The CMOTP is a farm. Norfolk Southern has lines from everywhere in the north, northeast, northwest. They come into Cincinnati. And then the line from Cincinnati down to Chattanooga is like a funnel. All that traffic comes through Kentucky, goes through Tennessee. Once it gets to Chattanooga, they spread out again. They go to Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all the different places.
It's a very active and very busy main line. You can see upwards to 40 to 60 trains per day.
We're going to show you a few of my favorite photo locations.
And also some videos as well.
A little background, I've been taking pictures since I was trained pictures since I was about 10 years old. So I haven't.
Ooh, drop the phone. Well, anyways, what is rail fanning? So it's pretty much just a fancy way of just saying going out and watching trains. That's what that's all about.
But there's all kind of little cliques in there too, because
There is.
there's people that just like to watch engines, there like people who want to go out and film the entire train. People like me that went out in thunderstorms and 4 foot of snow, that's what I love, to take pictures. That, you know, everybody's got their kind of little thing about it.
Yes, and some people actually do it professionally as well, like they get paid to make YouTube videos and all this other stuff.
They were joking with me earlier saying I was a professional rail fan now. I spent my entire adult life working for the railroad as an engineer and conductor up until 2018 when my part went rogue on me, and you see where I ended up. I always loved taking pictures of trains too, and was lucky enough to have some stuff published in some books and magazines and magazine covers and that kind of stuff. Those would make you a professional.
Ties really well into Operation Lifesaver, which is a nonprofit organization that talks about railroad safety. This week is actually their Railroad Safety Week, so this actually really ties in really well. And we'll talk a little bit. Your car is stuck on the railroad track,
Or anybody's car.
or anybody's car for that matter.
Or you see an obstruction or something that looks wrong, you can call. Every crossing has a blue sign like that. Every crossing is unique. It has its own identifying number, as you can see there. And the 800 number will direct you straight to the dispatcher for that region. And to let them know where you're at, you can look that crossing number up to right where you're at.
Yep.
And hopefully have time to get any trains in the area stopped.
Yes, and this is honestly something I wish that was on like the driving test.
An engineer for most of my adult life, and unfortunately over that career, I've been involved in several accidents and grade crossings. And 4 fatalities as a result. You realize, you know, a lot of times, right before you hit them, if people are still in the car, you look at each other. They look up at you, I look down at them, and you know, they're dead. And there's nothing you can do about it on the train. You know, an average train is around a mile and a half long, weighs 10, 12,000 tons. Some of the coal trains they run can get upward to 15 and 16,000 tons. When you've got that much mass running 50 miles an hour, you don't stop on a dime. In fact, for the bigger coal trains, it might take them 2 miles to stop. Don't ever take chances around railroad crossings. It's just not worth it. If you have to wait 5 minutes, that's not worth your life.
Yeah. Okay, this is just cheesy. I told y'all this. Let's go.
These are some of my pictures and a couple of Christmas videos. And John asked us to do the best places in the region, so that's what we did.
Well, region close to this area.
Yeah, High Bridge, I'm sure everybody's heard of High Bridge. Has anybody ever been over there and seen the bridge? On the Jessamine County side, and it's kind of hard to get to because you got to come out of Wilmore and backtrack. And it was built just for revenue. A lot of people in Cincinnati or Lexington, maybe Danville, down in Tennessee, they run special trains during the year. You come up to High Bridge Park and listen to a band in the gazebo and eat and have a good time, and they run trains that take you back home that night. And the apartments there now is pretty much a good representation of what was there.
This is North Y.
This is Faulkner Road. If any of y'all know where Faulkner Road is, just north of Danville, goes out towards North Point Prison. That's the area where the line that comes out of Kansas City, St. Louis, and Louisville connects with the CNOTP. So south between Danville and Harriman Junction down in Tennessee, that's the busiest part of the railroad. I mean, they could push up for the 70 trains a day through there during grain season when there's a lot of extra trains running. So the pictures I've taken around there.
Are all of these your pictures?
Yes.
You've done some climbing then, looks like.
Not much. Not much. I never was supposed to do that.
Show photos.
And I apologize, some of these pictures that I sent in,
you were talking about getting up in the middle of the night in the snow to get the.
Yeah, I've always been insomniac, and if I couldn't sleep, I figured why waste the time out, and I lived in South Whitesville, Mercer County, but I drive to Kings Mountain or Danville or lots of places in the middle of the night, just take the camera and the tripod, go up, see what I can get. That shot and this shot here are two that's really kind of hard to get because you're on railroad property. This is back when I was working out in Danville. Of course, had permission to be there, but.
What year is that?
This would probably been 2017.
Early 2000s right here.
Yeah, it's probably around 2005.
This is the NS safety train. This is a video I filmed in Danville. So this train right here, this trains first responders on how to deal with rail type emergencies. It even has onboard classrooms as well. And it travels around the whole Norfolk Southern system. And that boxcar is actually where the classrooms are.
Look at the end of it, you see the EOT on the back right there.
Yep.
When the EOTs came around, they used to call them Freds when the cabooses were first coming off and they were using them. We called them Freds, which is supposed to stand for flashy rear end device. But there's another word that starts with F that you could refer to that too, that described the way a lot of the railroaders felt because of a lot of the jobs that got cut when they started using those things. The branch that went through Stanford across the Southern Railway main line. Still a good place to get some pictures. The depot you're looking at with the Junction City sign was a joint depot that was used by the L&N and the Southern, as far as I know. And across the tracks over there, this is the Southern tracks you're looking at. The Lebanon Branch crossing would be, this is down just south of McKinney at a place called Geneva. The Canadian Pacific engine in the snow and brand new ugly signals they started with around 640 millimeters focal length, which means I was zoomed in a lot. Believe it or not, that's actually the rear end of the train. Nowadays, they put what's called distributed power or middle of the trains or in the middle of the train or some power, so much tractor effort that if you had them all on the head end, they'll literally rip the train in half. They'll break knuckles, they'll pull out drawbars. Distributed power is just kind of like remote control. The distributed power engines, whether in the middle or on the back, they do whatever the engineer does on the lead engine. This looks somebody got a leg shorter than the other one.
I haven't drove on even. That's just how the shotgun goes.
They're fancy looking.
This is a heritage unit, so as you've seen in a lot of the videos here,
In 2012, Norfolk Southern painted up, they started out with 18 locomotives and all of the paint schemes of all the companies that had merged in Norfolk Southern over the years.
a lot of few different class ones have heritage units, and they're just special locomotives painted up into these predecessor railroads. The one that you just seen, that was the one for the Interstate Railroad.
This is a very small railroad, coal hauling railroad around Northern Virginia.
Yeah, and
That's Kings Mountain too.
yeah.
This is one of my
Least,
shots.
obviously. Put the tunnels right up
The
there.
prettiest thing ever, Kings Mountain was tunnel number 2. Then you get all the way down to Burnside where you hit tunnels 3 and 4. Back before the lake was constructed. And then you go down out the valley south of there through Alpine, and there's a tunnel after tunnel. But I visited most of them. Okay.
John's like, hurry up, let's go.
Marion, don't ask any more questions.
All right.
Hey,
Wow.
you put us last this time. So.
Hey, there's 611, the engine we were just talking about.
down that
Oh, I got a
straightaway,
picture.
the railroad is called.
That's a cool picture.
Well, some of them call it the slides, all of them call it the roller coaster down there.
Marion asked where that was. John's gonna get you. Where's the Grandison?
Grandison is in between Waynesburg and Eubank.
There you are. And it was originally 263, and as soon as we learned that the donor engine was 265, it quickly got a number change. And I added some parts to it. I added the bell here, this piece of equipment here, which is a train control device thing. Toolbox is there underneath the tender, figures in the cab, which that locomotive's over there. You can see it later, whatnot. But that's it. That's all.
That's all. I'm sorry this presentation had to be.
Yeah, we made it back home. Either Jen's plants are still going strong. And her fall decorations. Jen's out of town, like I said earlier. She has gone to Hampton, Virginia. No Christmas decorations yet. She's gone to Hampton, Virginia for a concert, fish concert. And it's still like 85 degrees out, I think, 83. Beautiful night, it's unbelievable. We do need some rain though, it's dry as heck. Brady mowed the yard over a week ago, and it's probably been mowed once in a month, and it looks like it just got mowed. You can hear the crickets and the bugs, those will be gone soon. Nice, beautiful night. Brady made it back to his house. He stayed here last night, but he made it back to Lebanon. Like I said, he made it back to Lebanon, and he texted me that he'll talk to me tomorrow and everything. Maybe he'll come over and watch the football game, Bengals. But yeah, it was a beautiful day today. Unreal, long, but great. Like I said, we stopped at Bob Evans and ate, and it was a good day, had by all. I'm glad you all came along for the ride. Thanks for coming along with Jeff's trips. I think I'm 3 years into this now. It's been a blast. I've really enjoyed it. Hope you all have a great night, rest of the night, great rest of the weekend. Take care, everybody. Little bonus footage here. Spooky Lounge has resurfaced. It has come back. The decorations have come back. Spooky Lounge, Spooky Lounge. Bonus video, as I said. This is our favorite room for this time of the year. The spooky lounge action. Scary spiders. All kinds of stuff. Got a little hidden bag down there. And a hidden one over here. Hidden scariness.